In our last session, we discussed the basis of classification of animal kingdom. So today we'll discuss the different phylums under invertebrates. But before that, I'll give you the broad classification of kingdom Animalia based on the common fundamental features. So that is a table given in your textbook. So that table only I am going to give you and I will explain you. Okay. So the kingdom is Animalia. Okay, and these Animalia, all the organisms are multicellular. Okay, and now this Animalia is divided into two groups depending on the level of organization. Initially, I am telling you. Now, one is so basing on level of. So let me write down here. So this is level of organization. On that basis, they are having either cellular level or tissue or organ system level of organization. Okay. Now those which are having cellular level of organization, their body symmetry is mostly asymmetrical. Okay, and they are acoelomate. And example, so here it includes the phylum Porifera. ठीक है, इसके आगे और कुछ नहीं है. So just remember kingdom Animalia, which includes all the multicellular organisms. So on the level of organization, if you go to the level of organization, the organism which are having cellular level of organizations are mostly having asymmetrical, that is the symmetry is asymmetrical, and they are acoelomate. They don't have coelom. So it includes only one phylum, that is Porifera. Okay. Now come to those organisms which are having tissue or organ system level of organization. Now come to this one. So either they are having radial symmetry or they are having bilateral symmetry. Okay, so those which are having radial symmetry are acoelomate, means they don't have coelom. इनका coelom नहीं है. So those who are not having coelom, that includes the phylum Coelenterata or Cnidaria and Ctenophora. And what is the other phylum? That is Ctenophora. Okay. So these are the two phylums. Now, so here ends the radial symmetry. Now come to the bilateral symmetry. So those which are having bilateral symmetry, they are again classified into three groups. Okay, so they may have they may be without body cavity, so means they are acoelomate. They may be pseudocoelomate or they may be coelomate. ओके, मीन्स सीलम नहीं हो सकता है, मतलब हो नहीं है, या तो फिर सूडोसीलम है, फॉल्स सीलम है, जिसमें कि आपका मेजोडर्मल पाउचेस है. आई हैव डिस्कस्ड व्हाट इज सूडोसीलम इन माय प्रीवियस सेशन. एंड द ऑर्गेनिज्म मे बी हैविंग द ट्रू सीलम. ठीक है, तो अभी हम देखेंगे कि विदाउट बॉडी कैविटी और एसिलोमेट कौन सा फाइलम है. सो द फाइलम प्लाटीहेल्मिन्थेस. So this is Platyhelminthes. Okay, and then with pseudocoelom are Ascalminthes. Okay, and with those which are with true coelom, are Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, then Echinodermata. So but here it is the Echinodermata and Hemicodata and Codata. So they are having the true coelom. So this is the broad classification of the animal kingdom. Okay, I think it is clear to you. Okay, now come to the phylum Porifera. So what is the first phylum? Here I have written, this is having cellular level of organization, and that is Porifera, phylum Porifera. Then we'll discuss Coelenterata, then Ctenophora, and then so systematically we'll move ahead. Now come to the first phylum, that is phylum Porifera. Phylum Porifera. Okay, so the meaning of Porifera means pore. Pore means pore or openings, and phere means bearer. So these are the organisms which are having pores throughout their body surface. Okay, and the organisms of this phylum are commonly known as sponges. So the Porifera, it mainly includes the sponges. Okay, now come to the general characteristics. Okay, so let us see what are the general characteristics. They are the first, very important, they are the first multicellular animal. ठीक है, एनिमल में सबसे पहला ये मल्टी सेलुलर एनिमल है. इससे पहले जो था यूनिसेलुलर, जिसको हम बोलते हैं प्रोटोजुआ. ठीक है, तो प्रिमिटिव, बट दे आर द प्रिमिटिव मेटाजोन्स. यहाँ एक टर्म लिख देती हूँ मैं, प्रिमिटिव मेटाजोन्स. ओके, they are commonly known as sponges. Mostly marine, but few are freshwater. Okay, and body is asymmetrical, but rarely they are having radial symmetry also. Rarely radial symmetry, as in case of cycon. ठीक है, so they have cellular level organization. Okay, so that we have already discussed. So here the animals are sessile. So animals are Sessile means attached to the substratum. किसी सरफेस में वो अटैच्ड रहते हैं. ठीक है. So now body is throughout the body numerous pores are present. Body surface is having numerous pores called ostia. Very very important. Ostia. Okay. Now come to the uh, um, I have told you that they are mostly marine, but few are freshwater. Okay. So what are these freshwater porifera? So the freshwater sponge is spongilla. Very very important. It is the only freshwater sponge. Okay. Now अच्छा यहाँ लाइन आ गया ना. Okay. So this is the only freshwater sponge. Now come to the body organization. As I said you, they are having. Now come to body organization. They are having cellular level of organization. So there is no tissue or organs. Okay. And body consists of outer layer called pinacoderm, inner coanoderm, and middle gelatinous mesophil. ओके. सो यहाँ पर 3 लेयर है, बट दीज आर नॉट द ट्रू लेयर्स. सो आउटर पिनाकोडर्म जिसमें पिनोसाइट सेल्स होते हैं, पिनाकोसाइट सेल्स होते हैं. इनर इज क्वानोडर्म सेल जिसमें क्वानोसाइट सेल्स होते हैं. एंड द मिडिल में एक जिलाटिन लेयर होता है जिसको हम बोलते हैं मेसोफिल. Okay. Now the most special feature of this group, this phylum is the. Let us come to the unique feature. The unique feature is that they are having canal system. Okay. So canal system is the unique feature. So what is this canal system? The canal system consists of, I'm showing you with the help of diagram. देखो suppose से ये एक body of, this is the body of a sponge. Okay. And this is the body wall. It is present like this. Okay. Okay. So at the center there is a cavity which is known as spongiocele. Okay, this is called okay, this is spongiocele. यहाँ मैं फिर से लिख देती हूँ spongiocele. ठीक है. अच्छा, अभी इसमें आप देखो ये है बॉडी सरफेस. दिस इज बॉडी सरफेस. ये हो गया बॉडी सरफेस. ये बॉडी सरफेस में आप देखोगे, देखो यू कैन सी हियर सम ओपनिंग्स आर देयर. देखो यहाँ पर खुला रखा है. सो दीज आर द ओपनिंग्स. सो थ्रू आउट द बॉडी यू विल सी दीज आर द ओपनिंग्स. में थोड़ा रेड कलर से कर देती हूँ. सो दिस पोर्शन इज ओपन टू एक्सटीरियर थ्रू वेरी माइन्यूट पोर्स, and these pores are called ostia. Okay. Now this through this ostia, the water, how the water will enter? So I am showing it with this color. I think it is not visible. लेट मी टेक ग्रीन कलर. देखो यहाँ से आपका दिस इज ओस्टिया, ओस्टिया से आपका क्या आया, वाटर. देन वाटर विल मूव टू दिस lateral chamber, then it will move to spongosil, then spongospil to outside, and this opening is called osculum. So only one osculum is present but many ostia are present. So what is the path of water? यहाँ वाटर का पाथवे क्या हुआ? सो द होल सिस्टम इज नोन एज कैनल सिस्टम. तो लेट मी टेल यू द पाथवे ऑफ वाटर. सो पाथवे ऑफ water in canal system. Okay, so in canal system the pathway is like this. कहाँ से शुरू हुआ आपका? ओस्टिया. ओस्टिया से कहाँ गया? कैनाल सिस्टम, जो साइड में लेटरल कैनाल था, कैनाल सिस्टम. देन कैनाल सिस्टम से स्पॉन्जोसील, देन थ्रू ऑस्कुलम. ठीक है, तो ओस्टिया के थ्रू क्या हो रहा है? वाटर एंटर्स थ्रू ओस्टिया. ओके, एंड दिस इज osculum through which water exits. Okay, so and osculum is only one large opening. Okay, now this is the, now what is the function of this canal system, why it is so important for the sponges? Now function of canal system, its functions are food collection. The water that enters into the canal system, from that water it collects the food. Next is respiration, then excretion and distribution of nutrient. Okay, now so what enables the canal system to perform these functions? So there is a special type of cell in them that is known as choanocyte cells. So choanocyte cells. So these choanocyte cells are also known as collar cells. Okay, and they are flagellated cells. So what is their role? They line the स्पॉन्जोसिल, जो मैंने आपको कैविटी दिखाया ना, उस कैविटी को लाइन करते हैं. ओके, दे कवर करते हैं, एंड दे आर फ्लैजेलेटेड सेल्स. फ्लैजेलेटेड cells and produce water current, because flagella is there, so the movement of flagella produces water current. Okay, and this flagella only helps in capturing the food particle. Okay, it helps in capturing the food particle, and it also helps in intracellular digestion. So what happens when the food enters into the spongosil through the water? Then these particles, the food particles, enters into the cells that lines the spongosil, and the digestion of the food takes place. So that is known as, when the digestion takes place inside the cell, then that is known as intracellular digestion. So here the digestion takes place by the cells that is choanocyte and amoebocyte. ओके, ये दो सेल से वो अपना डाइजेशन करता है, ठीक है. एंड बिसाइड्स दैट देयर इज another most important feature, that is they are having the skeleton. Okay, so the skeleton is made up of calcareous spicules and siliceous spicules, and besides that they are having spongine fiber. ठीक है, ये जो स्पिक्यूल्स होते हैं ना, दे आर लाइक दिस. ओके, एंड स्पॉन्जिन फाइबर्स आर लाइक दिस. ओके, सो दे आर मेड अप ऑफ आइदर कैल्शियम कार्बोनेट और सिलिकॉन कार्बोनेट, और स्पॉन्जिन इज ए स्पेशल फाइबर which forms the spongine fiber. And what is their function? They provide support and protection. हमारे स्केलेटल सिस्टम का काम जो है वही काम वो करता है, बट बिकॉज इट इज प्रेजेंट ऑन द सरफेस ऑफ द बॉडी, सो इट प्रोवाइड्स प्रोटेक्शन ऑल्सो. ओके, नाउ come to the next topic, that is reproduction. Okay, reproduction is asexual and sexual both. Asexual reproduction takes place by fragmentation, budding and gemmule formation. Gemmule are the internal buds, and this takes place only in freshwater sponge. Very very important, freshwater sponge. Okay, and now come to the sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction takes they are hermaphrodite. I will use a term here, hermaphrodite means bisexual, means both male and female sex organs are present in the same individual, so they produce both eggs and sperms. Okay, now come to fertilization. Fertilization is internal, बॉडी के अंदर होता है. ओके, एंड डेवलपमेंट इज इनडायरेक्ट. इनडायरेक्ट मतलब क्या है? देखो, ह्यूमन बीइंग में क्या होता है, आपका जो एम्ब्रियो बनता है, एम्ब्रियो डायरेक्टली डेवलप्स इनटू द फीटस. ओके, बट इसमें क्या होता है, आपका जो एम्ब्रियो होता है, दैट एम्ब्रियो डेवलप्स इनटू ए लार्वा लाइक फ्रॉग. जैसे फ्रॉग का डेवलपमेंट को हम बोलेंगे इनडायरेक्ट, बिकॉज द फ्रॉग इज नॉट फॉर्म्ड डायरेक्टली फ्रॉम द एम्ब्रियो. एम्ब्रियो से डायरेक्टली फ्रॉग नहीं बनता, पहले टैडपोल लार्वा बनता है, फिर टैडपोल लार्वा फ्रॉग में फ्रॉग में डेवलप होता है. सो इनडायरेक्ट मीन्स व्हाट? हैविंग free swimming larva. Okay, and the when this larva settles, the larva initially swims in the water, and when it settles and develops into adult. Okay, now I'll give you some examples. The examples are these examples are children very important. Cycon, which is known as Kypha. Okay, then Spongilla, very important freshwater sponge. Okay, then Euspongia, which is called bath sponge. So these common names are very important. Okay, when I'll give you the exam questions, then you will know the importance of these names. Now come to the next phylum, that is phylum Cnidaria or Coelenterata. Okay, so let me first tell you the general characters. They are aquatic, okay, and mostly marine. They are having radial symmetry. They are diploblastic. I'm not telling you the meaning because I have already discussed what is radial symmetry, what is diploblastic. So these are the organism having outer ectoderm, inner endoderm, in between which the mesoglea is present, and they have tissue level of organization. Okay, so that means the cells are aggregated together to form the tissue, and that tissue perform the specific function. Okay, now here can you say hydra is marine or freshwater living? Yes, hydra is freshwater living. Okay, now come to what are the two layers. The two layers are ectoderm and endoderm. Okay, in between and middle mesoglea is present. Okay, this is outer, this is inner, and this is the middle mesoglea. Okay, now come to the body cavity. Body cavity. Now the body cavity is known as gastrovascular cavity. Its other name is coelenteron. ओके अच्छा, मैं आपको हाइड्रा का डायग्राम बना के आपको दिखाऊंगी. एंड दे हैव ए सिंगल माउथ, हैव सिंगल ओपनिंग, एक्ट एज माउथ. ओके, तो इफ यू लुक इनटू द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ हाइड्रा, अगर हाइड्रा का स्ट्रक्चर आप देखोगे तो द स्ट्रक्चर इज लाइक दिस. सो इट इज हैविंग द टेंटाकल्स, ऐसे टेंटाकल्स होता है. ओके, देन हियर देयर इज ए dome shaped structure, and here the mouth is present. So there is no doors, that is posterior opening, पीछे कोई opening नहीं होता. So here the cavity is having only one opening. So this is the mouth. Okay, now come to the unique feature. What is their unique feature? So the unique feature, it includes the presence of tentacles. Okay, no, First one is the cnidoblasts. Cnidoblasts or cnidocytes. Okay, they are also known as nematocysts, but this nematocyst is contained in the cnidocyte or cnidoblast. So these cnidoblasts are the cells having, these are the cells with nidocyl. Nidocyl का मतलब क्या है? Spine. Okay, so they are having spine, so that's why they are known as nidocyl. And where they are present? They are present in the present on tentacle. So these are tentacles. So ये tentacles में आपके ये सब nidoblast or nidocyl cells are present, and they are also present on body wall. Very, very important. So these unique features of phylum are very important. Now they means what? The cnidoblast contain nematocyst. It is a special type of cell called nematocyst. Now what is the function of this one? Function of cnidoblast. Okay, इसका function क्या है? It includes capturing its main function is capture the food or prey. Okay, and it also protects the organism from the enemy. So defense is the second function. And besides that, those which are sessile, जो sessile है या फिर sea का bottom में जाकर attach होते हैं, so in that case it helps in anchorage. Okay, so this is about the unique feature. Now come to the digestion. So digestion is also a unique feature, because here digestion is both extracellular, मतलब कहाँ होता है? Inside the gastrovascular cavity, and intracellular means inside the cell. ठीक है? So suppose this is hydra body, then when the food enters into it through the mouth, and here this is a cell wall, sorry, body wall. So in the body wall different cells are there. Okay, so these are the cells. So when the food enters into it, the food is first digested in the cavity. So here the digestion is known as intercellular or extracellular. ओके, बट यहाँ पर जो ब्लू कलर का मैंने दिखाया, ये ब्लू कलर में जो डाइजेशन होता है उसको कहता है इंट्रासेल्यूलर. Okay, I think it is clear to you. Now come to the skeleton. All cylindrids are not having skeleton, but the corals, they are found in the sea or ocean. They possess calcium carbonate. They possess calcium CaCO3, calcium carbonate exoskeleton. That's why when they die and deposit, that surface becomes hard and that forms the coral. ओके, तो यहाँ हम और एक इम्पॉर्टेंट फीचर पढ़ेंगे. द बॉडी हैज 2 forms. Okay, so that is known as polymorphism. Now come to polymorphism. Very, very important. Polymorphism means what? The body, sorry, they exist in 2 body forms. Okay, so what are these 2 body forms? One is polyp and other is medusa. Okay, so what is polyp? The polyp is the vegetative phase. This is vegetative phase. जैसे लाइफ साइकिल में सेक्सुअल एसेक्सुअल फेज होता है ना, सिमिलरली पॉलिप इज द वेजिटेटिव और एसेक्सुअल फेज. Okay, so they reproduce asexually, but the medusa is the sexual phase. They reproduce sexually. Now come to the features of polyp. The polyp are cylindrical, sessile, means attached to the substratum, and mouth directed upward. ऊपर की तरफ उसका माउथ फेस करता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल जैसे हाइड्रा में आपको दिखा चुकी हूँ. एग्जाम्पल इज योर हाइड्रा एंड एडामसिया. ओके, अच्छा, अभी हम देखेंगे मेडूसा. मेडूसा कैसे होते हैं? ऐसे अम्ब्रेला शेप्ड होते हैं. ओके, एंड दीज आर द टेंटाकल्स. ओके, सो हियर मेडूसा इज umbrella shaped and free swimming. ये क्या था? सेसाइल था, मतलब अटैच टू द सबस्ट्राटम. सो एग्जाम्पल क्या है? जेलीफिश, दैट इज जेलीफिश एंड ऑरेलिया एंड जेलीफिश. ठीक है, अच्छा, अभी इसमें एक फेनोमेना दिखाई देता है जिसको हम बोलते हैं मेटाजेनेसिस. Okay, what is this metagenesis? The metagenesis is the false alternation of generation. You know what is alternation of generation that we have discussed in plant kingdom. So let me tell you why it is called false. Because here the polyp and the medusa, one reproduces, we know that the medusa reproduces sexually and polyp reproduces asexually. Okay, but here both the forms are diploid. Okay, both sexual and asexual phases are diploid. But here I will show you what is alternation of generation, how they show alternation of generation. So polyp reproduces asexual reproduction and it forms the medusa. Okay, and medusa forms the polyp by sexual reproduction. Okay, so here the life cycle involves 2 phases. One is polyp, one is medusa, and they alternate with each other in the life cycle. Okay, now come to the examples. Some examples I'll give you. The examples includes, these examples are very important, children. Physalia, which is commonly known as Portuguese man of वार। सो वार के टाइम में जो टोपी पहनते हैं ना, वो टोपी में पौधे लगे हुए होते हैं, तो वैसे ही ये देखने के लिए है, इसीलिए इसको कहा जाता है पोर्तुगीज मैन ऑफ वार। देन नेक्स्ट इज एडम्सिया। एडम्सिया को क्या कहा जाता है कॉमनली? सी अनेमोन। पेनाटुला, पेनाटुला को सी पेन, ये देखने में पेन जैसा होता है। देन गोर्गोनिया, ये फैन जैसा होता है, फैन मतलब वो हैंड फैन जैसे होता है ना, उसके जैसा होता है, इसलिए उसको सी फैन कहा जाता है। देन मैंडरिना, मिंड्रिया, मिंड्रियाना, मिंड्रियाना, दिस इज कॉल्ड ब्रेन कोरल। ये देखने में हमारे ब्रेन का स्ट्रक्चर जैसे होता है ना, वैसे होता है। ठीक है, सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट नीडारिया। नाउ कम टू द फाइलम टीनोफोरा। फाइलम टीनोफोरा, okay. Acha, here I forgot to tell you, as I said you here, there are two forms. One is medulla and one is polyp. So here the polyp and medulla are alternating with each other, okay, and that's why it shows alternation of generation. And since the body so exists in two forms, it is known as polymorphism. Okay, so now come to the phylum Ctenophora. Okay, the Ctenophora, commonly called comb jelly, they are called comb jelly. Okay, and they are exclusively marine. ओके, जैसे आप नीडारिया में कुछ फ्रेश वाटर में भी दिखते हैं, कुछ मेरीन वाटर में भी दिखते हैं, बट हियर दे आर एक्सक्लूसिवली मेराइन। दे हैव रेडियल सिमेट्री, दे आर डिप्लोब्लास्टिक, tissue level of organism. So in this respect they are similar to the Cnidaria, tissue level of organization. ओके, नाउ कम टू द यूनिक फीचर। अभी हम देखेंगे इसका यूनिक फीचर क्या है। यूनिक फीचर, द यूनिक फीचर includes 8 rows of, this is very important, 8 rows of ciliated complete. ठीक है, I'll show you the diagram. They have 8 rows of ciliated complete which helps in locomotion. ओके, सो इनमें आप ये देखने में दे आर लाइक स्फीयरिकल होते हैं एंड दे हैव द कॉम्प्लेट्स, ये है आपका कॉम्प्लेट्स। ओके, और ये कॉम्प्लेट में क्या होता है? सीलिया, द सीलिया आर देयर एंड इट हेल्प्स इन लोकोमोशन. Okay, and this organism is how it differs from the like your Cnidaria. They are having two that is they are having flagellated, you can see flagellated tentacles. Okay, the structure is like this. They are also known as another name is sea walnut. You know walnut, अखरोट हम जिसको बोलते हैं, they are the sea walnut. So here you can see the 8 external rows, बाहर से ही होता है ये रो ciliated complex जो कि लोकोमोशन में हेल्प करता है. ठीक है. नाउ कम टू द अदर फीचर्स. नाउ कम टू डाइजेशन. Okay, digestion is both extracellular and intracellular. ये सेम है. ठीक है. नाउ दे हैव ए स्पेशल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स दैट इज नोन एज बायोलुमिनेसेंस. बायोलुमिनेसेंस. What is bioluminescence? Bioluminescence means they have the ability to produce light, जो कि आपके नीडारिया में नहीं होता. ठीक है. नाउ नेक्स्ट कैरेक्टर is reproduction. Now come to reproduction. So here also that reproduction is unlike your Cnidaria, the reproduction only sexual reproduction. So since only sexual reproduction, so they have only medusa, no polyp. Very, very important. So no polymorphism. Okay, this is very important. And the body is hermaphrodite, means bisexual. Okay. Now fertilization. Fertilization is external. बॉडी के बाहर एग एंड स्पर्म रिलीज होता है जहां फर्टिलाइजेशन होता है. एंड डेवलपमेंट इज इनडायरेक्ट. इनडायरेक्ट का मतलब क्या है? जिसमें लार्वा होता है. ठीक है. सो इनडायरेक्ट विथ लार्वल स्टेज. लार्वल स्टेज. ठीक है. अभी हम देखेंगे इसका एग्जाम्पल्स. एग्जाम्पल इसमें दो ही एग्जाम्पल है. प्ल्यूरोब्रांकिया ब्राकिया एंड अदर वन इज टीनोप्लाना. ठीक है. तो ये हो गया आपका टीनोफोरा एंड नीडारिया एंड स्पॉन्जेस. So today we discussed 3 phylums. So I am giving you one homework. Write the differences between Cnidaria and Ctenophora. ठीक है. सो नेक्स्ट सेशन लेने से पहले आप इसको अपने होमवर्क में करो. एंड देन विल डिस्कस अदर फाइलम्स लाइक प्लाटीहेलमिन्थेस, नेमाथेलमिन्थेस, देन अनेलिडा, आर्थ्रोपोडा एंड ऑल अदर फाइलम्स. ठीक है. तो ये सेशन थोड़ा सा लंबा हो गया है. मैंने बोला था कि आपको आधे घंटे का सेशन हमेशा लूँगी, बट एक फाइलम करके कोई फ़ायदा नहीं. सो इन एवरी सेशन आई विल डू minimum 2 phylums. Okay. So please bear with me and thank you.